Blessed love, beautiful soul family, sending my well wishes to you. Welcome to Keeping Yoga Spiritual. Welcome back. This is episode number 3. And today I wanted to talk about Sradha. Sradha is faith. Sradha is an important component to the yogic path, to the journey of the sadhaka, the spiritual seeker, the aspirant. And Sradha is something I think that we really struggle with in our culture. Many of us were raised in traditions where, it had an impact on our faith and how we feel about faith and what we do with our faith and what it's supposed to look like and what the results should be. And so I just wanted to unpack faith because it reminds me of this quote from Michael Beckwith. He says that we put too much trust in our fear and not enough trust in our faith. I think that we take for granted the power of our faith, the power of believing, right? Our mind is so powerful, and yet we put all of the energy of the mind, we invest it, and we believe in things that don't serve us. We believe that we're not good enough, and that thought process, that faith in that belief is so powerful that our life then displays the results of that belief. And so one of my teachers told me one time, I asked him, how would you describe faith? Like, how would you explain that to somebody? I was having a hard time articulating, what faith was for me. So I was asking him, what his definition was of faith. And it stuck with me, it stayed with me ever since. He says that faith is having enough willingness to experiment with something long enough to see what the outcome is. Can you just experiment long enough with, believing new things? Can you experiment long enough with a particular path or a lifestyle or a choice or a habit long enough to see what the outcome is? Faith it comes from the heart, it doesn't come from the mind, and that's why it's so hard for us. This idea of Sradha, this idea of a belief in something that we can't see yet, often a belief in something we've never experienced. It can be rather difficult for this part of ourselves to digest that. It's got to come from here. Faith comes from the heart. It's not an intellectual thing. It's a knowing that comes from your being, a willingness to experiment with something to see what the outcome is. And yes, within that journey of faith requires also that idea of non-attachment, not attached to the outcome, just a willingness to see what the outcome is, to see where you end up, to see how things may turn out differently, because they will turn out different one way or another. We put our faith in something that is unknown to us yet, that future self, that greater version of ourselves, that higher, most best aspect of our being. It exists. But can you have the Sradha? Can you have the faith? Can you put your trust in that concept and that idea, to put in the effort to experiment in your life to see what the outcome is when you actually do that? What do you have to lose? What do you have to lose? And what's it costing you to not have faith in yourself? What's it costing you to not have faith in your journey? And what's it costing you to not have faith in your process and knowing that everything is happening for you and not to you? What's it costing you to not have the faith that the universe is for you and not against you? Like, can we just be willing to experiment? The spirit is willing, the flesh is weak. It has to come from the heart, it has to come from the spirit. Faith is a practice of the heart. And so, my friends, I wanted to share this concept of faith, of Sradha, because I think we're living in a time where we have to really lean into our faith, and we have to trust in our faith, and our faith is what's going to get us through this, and not our fear. Let's not put our trust in our fear, right? It's almost like trust and faith are interchangeable. If you look up the word Sradha in Sanskrit, it'll say faith, trust. Don't put your trust in your fear. Don't put your faith in your fear. Put your faith in your greatness, in something bigger than this moment, bigger than this circumstance, Put your faith in you that you can rise up and out of it, because you are not defined by your circumstance. We are not defined by this circumstance. We are defined by what we do with it. And are we going to do with it from here, or are we going to do with it from here? Are we going to do with it from fear, or are we going to do with it from faith? So Sradha, how can you have more Sradha in your life, more faith? How can you be more willing? How can you be more willing to experiment with something and just put your energy and your faith and see where the outcome lands, where you arrive? Keep the faith alive, my friends. Don't lose hope. I believe in us. I know that we will get through these moments. And there are so many great lessons for us here. We just have to have the eyes to see it. Not these two eyes, but the inner eye, the all-seeing eye of wisdom. So see it through the eye of faith. Right? That field of vision that comes from within, from the seer, and not from the eyes. Right? Your eyes are just an instrument for seeing. There is the seer, the Atma, that is seeing. You are the seer that is seeing. See from that instrument, that inner eye. Don't see from the physical eyes. I mean, see, be aware, of course. But I want you to look with a different lens, that lens of faith. That there is a part of you that is bigger than this world, that is what it is. See from that part of you that can rise above this. Because your soul is unlimited. Your soul is full of possibility and potential. Your soul is perfect, whole, and complete. Your soul is clean and pure and naturally joyful. Can we have faith in that kind of Shraddha, in that? Our soul, we can't see it, it's covered in the flesh, we just have to believe it. But can you put your energy, can you invest your energy in believing it, in having faith? Just to see what the outcome is when you get your mindset in alignment with that faith. Right? So don't fake it till you make it, my friends. Faith it until you make it. Don't be a faker. You all know how much I value authenticity. Do not be a faker. Do not fake it until you make it. Don't do that. It's not the best way. The most appropriate, most loving way, the most fruitful way is faithing it until you make it. Faith it until you make it. Have faith in yourself that you can get there. There may not look exactly like what you had planned or had visioned or anticipated, but you will get there. If you fake it till you make it, it's going to be a long, hard struggle. It'll be confusing and messing. So faith it till you make it. Have some Shraddha. Have Shraddha this week. Have faith in yourself. Believe in your ability to figure things out. At our core, we can figure everything out. We can. But from a place of faith, not from a place of fear. So dig deep this week, my friends. Dig deep today and find that Shraddha in the heart. Find that faith. And I promise you that heart will open up and the world will open up. And if we can all do this, if just a handful of us are doing this, we are contributing to that energy out there in the ethos and in the ethers. And it's time to rise up. It's time to rise up and above the vibration of fear. That's what I believe this moment is for. It really is. It's time to rise up above the vibration of fear and to step into the vibration of faith. We are being ushered into a new age. I really, really firmly believe this. And that new age, we can only really enter into it from a place of faith. If we enter from a place of fear, it's not going to be a new world for us. I want you to be in that new world and in that new age. So join me and live from faith, live from the heart. Let's find connection with that spirit, that soul, that great super soul that you are. Whatever practices that you do that help you anchor to the heart and live from here, do that, because that's how you'll be able to find that faith. If you're not doing practices that connect you to the heart, it's going to be hard to dig deep and find that faith. Not impossible, but just much more challenging. So let's dig deep, my friends. Let's dig deep. It's our time to rise up. It's our time. It is our time. Keep the faith. Don't lose hope. Do not lose sight. Sight. All right, seen? Seen, yes, I. My love and well wishes to you. I am missing you fondly and thinking of you all so much in these times, and just trying to figure out what kind of messages I can leave for you to keep you inspired, to keep you going until we get through this dark tunnel. We will get through it. I know we will. All right, signing out. Peace and blessings. Keep your head held high and that heart open wide. Let's keep living that life we know we were meant to live. Do not give up. So much love. I believe in you.